we're going to do, we're going to install the air filter, air box, put the fuel tank back on, cable tie the wires back together, and what we've already done is the brake rotor. This is the original. The original bolts have been cycled out, Loctited, and tightened to 14.7 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, I know. Who works on that sort of spec? Yeah, never mind. Right, what else? This is the old one. If you remember, this thing was rattling like crazy. If you've got that with your brake rotor, easiest way, you take this off, basically these things just pop out. And what you do, you take a wire wheel and you just run them the inside, the outside, make them smooth again, polish everything. And then when you're tightening, you press these to the outside on both sides. So basically spread them like that and then slowly but surely tighten them, torque them. And then this floating rotor is not floaty anymore. Then it sits again. Obviously, time will tell if this is a good solution, because as the heat expands backwards, forwards, it will loosen them again. So at least now it makes me a little happier. What else? This nut is a nylock nut. It's the original. The replacement nut is actually a lot thicker and heavier. So took this to the polishing wheel as well. Just got all the gold electroplating crud off it as well. As for the chain, it is here, but I'm not going to put that on because I'm still waiting for the inside of the chain guide or chain slide or whatever you want to call it. You may notice I had it powder coated black as well, because also this bike, the chain guides are notorious of being chewed. Now you can't see it so well, but basically this is aluminum and the chain will eat through that if it's not perfectly aligned, which seems to be an ongoing issue. Other than that, no, everything else looks good. So, let's take the air filter off. Why do you ask? Because this idiot here forgot to take out the sponge blocking the intake. Yeah, I know. We take that out, we reassemble, and what we'll do, we'll put some fine polyester gauze over this, just this area, keep it in place, because what I want to do today is do an engine flush and also see if she starts up. Because, yeah, you know, I'm not going to ride it, it's not safe yet, not legal yet, but I at least want to hear the motor turn over. Let's go. What I put in there, it's polyester gauze, a layer, and some air filter oil, which you can spray out. If you don't have that, normal engine oil is what we use for the KLRs. We just rubbed it via the fingers on. Okay, let's take off the stand, put the fuel tank on. You see here, gentlemen, why somebody puts a grease nipple there is beyond me. But what we are going to do, we're going to remove those. Well, before that, I'm going to take, what else? Paraffin, kerosene, just get all the skunk out to see what we're dealing with. Also, where's this oil coming from? Looks relatively clean. Okay, looks like oil drain plug is leaking, but that's not a big deal, is it? No. Paint got scraped off a bit. Okay, let's kerosene the crap out of this and see what comes. There we go, that looks friendly. And luckily the grease nipples, they are in excellent condition. I seriously doubt anything has gone in there. So, before we take the linkages apart, just in case it's seized and all that, I'm just going to pump in a bit of grease, move the bike around, bounce it around a bit. And then we're going to start on the oil filter. Oil change, I mean. So, we still have to put the tank in. But it's got 2 oil drain plugs, 1 and 2. Plus an oil screen, plus the filter. Actually 2 oil screens. It's a little bit overkill, but you know what? Maybe this motor is bulletproof due to it. Okay, to the person who actually clicked like, you were right. When I squirted in the first of the grease, well, white lithium
grease just shut out on both sides, so the grease is still in 100% condition. I've now put LPE2X. It's basically long life, high endurance bearing gel, not gel, grease in here now. As you can see, it's pretty much everywhere. It makes a bit of a mess, but who cares? Okay, oil change time. This is going to be a new one. The little red filter I put on the engine doesn't fit, unless I have to get a straight barb, shorten it even further, and then it sits perfectly on the other side, else the tank crushes it. Which can be rectified if you find a smaller filter, so basically something like that, but yeah, never mind. Oil level, come girl, stand up straight, can be seen there. It looks like the engine is already, well, sort of full, I suppose. It's very sluggish oil. I wonder what grade it is. Regardless, can I help you? Engine flush, I'm using Liqui Moli. I'm not going to put in the recommended amount, just a little bit. Oil filter, and we are going to go 10W50. Why? Because I'll go 10W60 at 15,000 kilometers and another 2,000 kilometers due. Just making sure. Is going 50 instead of 60 bad for an engine? Not necessarily. Look, even the Husky 701s were 10W60 spec, same as the KTM Supermotos and 690 Enduros. They then changed to 10W50 to coincide the same oil as the 1090s. This could be because the engines were of higher quality or higher specifications or less gaps between the cylinder walls. I've got no idea what this engine looks like. All I know is fuel tank has been cleaned, little inline filter here, and we're gonna do this right now. So, gotta put petrol in, and let's see if we get a fire. For those of you who are interested, we are using 93 unleaded octane fuel from Castrol. Just a precaution. Okay, let's see. So I left it on. That's okay. Which way do you turn there? Okay. Let's see. Is that going to impede the flow? That's a very good question. Shouldn't. There we go. Had a bit of a kink. Let's shake it a bit to make sure the bowl of the carb is properly flooded. Hopefully. Don't know if that works. Let's see if I am a mechanic or just a bullshitter. Welcome back to life. Burning off the cleaning fluid. Idling pretty damn rough. Choke off. Cams are a little off as well. Yeah, it works. Woo. Okay, enough. Smell of Euro 0 compliance. Okay, so what do we need to do? 8mm socket. This is where the oil filter is. Then one drain plug, second drain plug, and a little metallic filter on the other side, right next to the idle switch sensor. Big drain plugs are wonderful. they scare the crap out of you with what's on them. There's the oil filter. There's a spring sitting right there that keeps it in place. Let's see how bad this thing is. Shouldn't be too bad. Couldn't really tell you. And when you open that cover, you get even more oil. Consists of cap and an oil ring or an O-ring. There we go. You know what, guys? I'm going to go on Alibaba and maybe get a second magnetic drain plug for the front as well, because there's nothing here to basically be in the way of it. And it can only help, I suppose. Let's see if we get any more metal shards. Right, but in the meantime, let's get this thing. Before anybody starts asking, no, it's not detrimental to shoot brake cleaner into an engine. It'll flash off before you close it, and it'll burn away. It's like WD-40. Alright, what have we got? Minor flecks, most of them quite dark. Looks like little ants. Very minor fragments, nothing really major. Sorry, it's not focusing. Some of them even look like gasket material. I wonder. On second thought, if you're doing this, this is what I just pulled out of that hole by just sticking the cloth inside. Looks like, yeah, there's a lot more in there. Sorry for the camera angle, I'm just trying to get more. Feels like crunchy chips in there. Is there something bigger? I hope not. Okay, that's done. In here, it's not cylindrical. There's actually almost like the space of a candy bar in here. You can put your finger right here to get the rest of the gunk out, and then use a bit of brake cleaner to push it towards you and then pull it out. So there's a lot of gunk sitting on the floor. And it's not, metal shards. It's this stuff. I don't know what this is. It's gasket sealer? Come to think of it, all that trash that was maybe knocked loose due to the engine flush. I mean, this pretty much dissolves all the gunk in the engine. Maybe whatever it was gluing together is just loosened, because you put this in, you run it for 10 minutes, then you flush the oil. So that's a possibility. And final tip, before you even start the engine after oiling everything up, spray brake cleaner around here, around the plugs, wherever you've opened. Give that a wipe down, because if it leaks, it'll show immediately. There we go, let it run, balance it on the middle, and that is 1.8 liters. Perfect. So this bike takes 1.8 to 1.95, give or take, which isn't bad. Let's have a look at the engine, just for shits and giggles. Yeah, you can see wear marks and little ridges where metal has popped off. But is that really bad? I mean, 13,000 for a single cylinder? Patrick, stop worrying. We're gonna do the valves in 2000 and we're gonna change the oil, and then let's see where the devil lies.